Patricia, I think it's time that we introduced everybody to our friend. I couldn't agree with you more, Dennis. It's time for the world to see. What do you think, Hedvig? I've been waiting. I've been waiting for so long, because no one can beat the Beast. No one. How right you are, little duck. How right you are. The impure must be cleansed. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? What's going on, everybody? We are back with another movie review. First of all, I hope you enjoyed that intro. That was my little tribute to James McAvoy as the Beast, as Hedvig, as Dennis. You get it. We're here to talk about Split. Guys, I never thought this day would come. I'm pretty sure a lot of us never thought this day would come. Glass is just around the corner, and we're going to continue the story of David Dunn and Elijah Price and Kevin and the Beast and all of those identities. It's so exciting. But we really need to talk about Split. I remember I reviewed this film back in the day when it was released in 2017, at the very beginning of 2017. And I love this movie. Honestly, when I first saw Split, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. Now it's one of my all-time favorite M. Night Shyamalan films. And of course, I don't think I need to go into details talking about how Shyamalan has redeemed himself, how Last Airbender, After Earth, The Village, The Happening. He's just had a few big missteps. But with The Visit and Split, it looks like he's back into our graces. But we're going to have to see Glass to see if that's officially true. But I think if Glass is a great film, we can actually say that Shyamalan is back. But let's talk about Split here. And I guess at this point, I should say that if you have not seen Split, I'm just going to put a spoiler warning right at the top of the video, because there are certain aspects of this film I want to discuss in depth that I absolutely love. And if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, go watch Split, then come back so we can have a full-on discussion. So I guess this really isn't a standard movie review. This is me just gushing about how much I love about the movie. So let's just get right into that. You know, I think my favorite part about this film is actually that redemptive quality that came with it. Shyamalan talked about how all the big budget stuff that he was doing with the studios, they kind of broke him after time. And so he wanted to get back to doing low budget personal stories. And I'm really glad he made that decision, because of that, we got The Visit, which is a really fun horror film. And it just proves that he's still got it. After all the nonsense, Shyamalan is still a really good storyteller and a really good filmmaker. And the suspense, the cinematography, everything built inside of Split is just marvelously well done. And there's one thing that everybody can agree on. James McAvoy is hands down the best part of this entire movie. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's great. She's a phenomenal actress, and she gives a phenomenal performance in this film. But it's nothing like McAvoy. Hearing how McAvoy, pretty much when you consider actors like Daniel Day-Lewis or Heath Ledger, or how all these A-list actors prepare for roles, and hearing how little time it took McAvoy to prepare for all of these personalities, it's an impressive feat to say the least. Hearing how he only took about 2 weeks and they fine-tuned those personalities with Shyamalan, it's not only impressive, it shows that McAvoy is one of the best actors working today, and this is just a performance that I don't think any other actor could give. But moving off of McAvoy's performance is all of these personalities, which my favorite is Hedvig, by the way. It's either Hedvig or Patricia. It's one of those two. But my other favorite aspect about this is that Split is, besides it being a connecting piece between Unbreakable and Glass, it's also a film that touches on topics that people are uncomfortable about. It talks about family abuse. It talks about family dynamics and struggles and what people have to go through in life. It talks about how your emotional scars, even all the trauma that you have, all of the things, the dark, evil things that may have happened to you that have made your life miserable in certain senses, they will inevitably make you a stronger person. And they will inevitably push you to be in one of two directions, to either use those experiences for good to help other people out, or use those experiences to try to hurt other people. And we get to see both perspectives on here. Although I will say, the flashback sequences with Anya Taylor-Joy's character, Casey, I am still on the fence of whether I think they work. I don't necessarily think they do. Everything that Shyamalan was building up to, everything that Shyamalan did without the flashbacks kind of already told Casey's story of how she was sexually and physically abused as a child, as a youth by her uncle. The way that Shyamalan told this story and the way that Anya Taylor-Joy played Casey, it was already apparent that even without the flashback scenes, you kind of know what's going on. The flashback scenes are there to just kind of make it so obvious and put the answer right in your face. Unfortunately for me, I guess that's the one thing about this movie that still doesn't work. But at the end of the day, now more than ever, I would, any rating scale, I give it a 5 out of 5. An A, I give it like a 95%. It really doesn't matter. Split is a phenomenal movie. It's ballsy, it's risky, and it's certainly not for everybody, but I loved it. What I want to start, guys, I actually want to get your thoughts on Split. If you had the chance to rewatch it many times like I have, I want to get your new perspective on the movie. What was your favorite part of Split? What did you think of the movie as a whole? Did it get better with age for you? Did you like it less as you've rewatched it? What are your overall thoughts on M. Night Shyamalan Split? And do you think that M. Night Shyamalan is back to our good graces? Whatever your thoughts are, put those comments in the comment section down below. Let's get a conversation started. And guys, if you want to get more reviews from me, if you want some written reviews from me, I actually now have a Letterboxd account. I put new movie reviews, or I'm going to start putting new written movie reviews every time that I watch a movie up on there, so you can get a more in-depth thought of how my mind works when it comes to analyzing movies. But guys, as always, you're always the best. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.